In this class, we will learn how to create professional designs like these in Canva. Hi, I'm Ankita. I'm from Paris and I train professionals in the software industry on subjects like digital tools, content creation, and skills development. In this class, we are going to learn the basics of Canva and build 3 designs together. The first one is going to be of basic level, where we will play only with few elements to get you started with the Canva editor. The second will be of the intermediate level, where we will choose a template and then make it our own. The last one will be of advanced level, which we will build together from scratch. I'm so excited to do this together with you. Let's get started. Alright, so in this lesson, we will see how to navigate through the Canva homepage. So when you log in, I assume you already have an account. So when you log in, this is the page that you will see. So here under recent, you'll have all your projects that you've worked on so far. And this is where I've created our project that we will work on together, which is why it shows up on my dashboard. Then when you hover over it, it will show you next slides if it has more. There are few icons on top which are basically for convenience, so for quick access, to create new presentation or to create any social media post. So when you click on it, it will give you options of all the social media posts it can create. Similarly, for other types of projects that you might want to work on. So then you have a search bar, which is basically to search for any of your files. If you remember the name, you can just put it in here and it will show up. Then you have the chatbot button at the bottom, and you can use this to ask any doubts and questions that you might have. In my experience, it takes around 3 to 4 seconds for it to respond, but it's quite helpful. So let's get started with the main parts of the Canva homepage. So one homepage where we are already right now. Then you have projects. So projects is basically all the files that you've been working on in a particular format. For example, it starts with recent, so all the files you've opened recently. Then you have folders. So this is basically where you will organize all your projects. I highly recommend you use this because it's very hard to find your files later on. You're not going to remember all the file names that you worked on. For example, if you've worked on something 2 or 3 months ago, it's really hard to remember. Then you'll have designs, all your files that you had created. You'll have images and videos. So any files that you might upload to basically improve your designs will be uploaded here as well, and you will see them here. So if you want to reuse any and you're not able to find them, you can see this space as your media. Then you have other options that can filter down different projects. For example, your projects, then shared with you. So if you have any designs that you're working on with your team members and they've shared it with you, they will show up basically here. Then Canva has released a new feature that you can work on your projects offline as well. So this is where it gets saved. If you choose a design to be available offline, if you're traveling and you don't have internet connection, you can pick it up from here and actually start working on them, which is super useful. Then you have templates. So templates is something that we'll deep dive in our next lesson. So I'm not going to go into detail right now. Next is brand. If you have a brand or a company, this feature is useful only from a pro account. So I created a new account so that you all can see what is premium and what isn't. So every time you see this sign of crown, it means that it is a paid feature. So most of the elements here is paid. So I would say that this is useful only from pro account onwards, but just so that you have an idea, you have all the assets. You can add things like logo, colors, fonts, brand boys, photos, graphics, everything that will make it super easy for the entire team to create designs more cohesively. Then you have Canva AI. So this is basically a feature that I use when I don't know how to start my designs. For example, if I have a certain idea but I don't know how to start on an empty page, I will put in a prompt in here to give it some examples of what I have in mind, and it will give me at least 2 options that I can choose from, and that way I have a starting point at least. And each time it creates a file, all the elements in these files are going to be fully editable. So it's a great feature to have and use when you don't know how to start your designs basically. Then you have a print shop. So here, if you have a small business, this is very useful because you don't need to reach out to a graphic designer and get your, for example, business card designed fully. So let's go quickly check. If I click on business cards, so these are some mockups you'll see, and you can customize it further, choose the paper, and then order it directly from Canva itself. Then under more, you have many options, but as a beginner, the one that's most used is apps. This is something that we'll see again in the next class in the editor section. So in this lesson, we will learn how to navigate through the Canva editor. You will see two editing panels, one on the left side of your screen, and there's another one that will be floating on top of your screen each time you select an element. So when I select a graphic, it shows me a different editing panel, and when I select the text, it will change all the options that it shows in the floating editing panel. So let's start from the left side. Here you have templates. So these are basically pre-done designs by Canva where we can pick and choose from. Here you will see only templates of the kind of file you've opened. For example, here when I was creating the file, I chose Instagram post 4:5. So everything that will show up on the template section are of the Instagram post size. So it's basically smart enough to understand what you're working on and what templates you would actually need. So here on the elements, you'll see many kind of options. For example, shapes, graphics, animations, photos, different frames. So basically there are endless possibilities. We're going to see that when we start designing together in the upcoming classes. Then you have text. When you click on text, it will already give you different kind of text that you could add. For example, here if you had already set up a brand kit, it would already show up here in what font you usually use in title, the font you use in subtitle. But this is also useful if you don't have a brand. Sometimes I just want a quick title to my page and I don't want to add a normal text and then increase or decrease the font. So it kind of saves my time. Then you have different apps that's related to text. When you choose them, it gives you the possibility of choosing different creative text. For example, we can try one right now. Typecraft. If I choose an app, it will ask me if I want to open the app. I open the app and it will show me all the types of things I can do with it. So this is just an example of an app. You can explore and see in your apps section that there'll be many other options. Then you have uploads. So basically everything I want to upload to my designs, which is not in Canva already, I can use this and simply upload my designs and then add it to the file that I'm working on. You have options for different tools. Here you can do some hand-free drawing, you can add different shapes, lines, maybe text. Then you have something known as magic media. So this is a part of Canva AI. You can describe the kind of images and graphics you want and it would create it for you. Then you have videos. So here, these are videos from the library, which will also show in the elements section. So this is just a separate access directly to videos if you need. You have some options for backgrounds. Again, this is available in the element section. If you choose to search backgrounds and just choose images as an option. Then you have a few more options here at the bottom. These are some advanced ones, as in when you get familiar with Canva and designing your files regularly, you will be able to explore them further because they're a little bit more advanced subjects which we don't want to get into right now. So that was your left sidebar. The top three that you'll use most is templates, elements, and text. Now, I've already went into elements and I've chosen a file. You'll see here. I've chosen a retro background and I've already added a text in here. So let's see how the floating editing panel looks. So when I select the graphic, it gives me the option to edit it as an image. So when you click on edit, it will show me possibilities on the left of what all we can do with this image. Then we can remove the background. This is a premium feature, but it's something that's very handy when you're designing advanced files. There's an eraser. If you want a magic eraser or if you want a pixel eraser, it gives you a few options. For example, if I choose a magic eraser, I have the option for brush size, and I can choose what part I want to remove, what I want to keep. Then you will see that each time you select an element, if you see that there are colors that are already sorted, and if it shows up here, that means they are editable, which means that you can customize these graphics as per your branding. So I can go in here and maybe choose a dark purple. Then I can choose the yellow and maybe just put hot pink instead. So basically, every time you see that the colors have showed up and you have the freedom to choose, that means these are editable graphics. If it doesn't show up, that means those graphics are not editable and you just have to use it as it is. Then when you choose on your text, the floating editing panel changes. It shows you fonts, it shows you the size of font that can be changed, the color. Then you'll see that some areas are gray, which means this font doesn't allow you to increase the boldness of the text because it's already bold enough. If it's something that's very important to you and if you want to do it, you can choose another font and it will show up. Then you can either make it italic, underline it. So you'll see many options here that is specific to that element. Then you have few things at the bottom here. Here, this is simply to zoom in and zoom out your designs. Then you have pages. So let's say if I had few more pages, I could have easily chosen to show those pages in a vertical manner in this way. Or if I click on the pages again, it will show me a preview at the bottom without us having to roll down to each of those designs. Then here, if you want to go to a specific page, you can use this option. Then you have the grid view. Here, this is very useful when you're working on a lot of pages and you want to understand how many pages have you reached, where is a particular page. So what you can do here is, I will just create more pages so that you can see how it zooms out. Now I will create on this grid view and it will zoom out and show me my entire file with all the pages and a small preview of each of them. So that's about it. So in this lesson, we will set the base for creating such matching collection, which is very pleasing to the eye. Let's get started. So in this lesson, we will set the base for creating such matching collection, which is very pleasing to the eye. Let's get started. We will click on the create button and choose the Instagram post 4:5. I always like to prepare everything in the same file as my design will be in so that it's easy to pick and choose from. So what we're going to do is we will click on the plus icon at the bottom to add maybe let's say 4 pages. So what I'm going to do is I will click on the text button, pick up a title, place it at the top of my page and title my page. The first thing I want to do with y'all is to select our color palette. So I will select the text here using Command C, place it in the next page using Command V because I wanted it to be in the same position and in the same format, font, size, everything. So it's easier this way. I will double click on it so it becomes editable. And then I will choose what I want to do next, which is I wanted to select fonts. Similarly, I will select this again, Command copy, go on my next page, Command paste. Here I want to shortlist some elements that we will use in our designs. So I go back to the first page, which is the color palettes. Now for me to shortlist my color palette, I'm going to click on element, click on shapes. You can choose any of the shapes you want. We are just creating a small color palette from which we will create all our designs. So I will just use this rounded corner square, use this corner of the shape at the bottom to resize it, place it here. I'm gonna reduce the size because I want at least 3 on the top part of my page. So I will Command C and Command V so that it gets pasted and it's exactly the same size. Command C and V again, and then I will select all of them, put them in the center. How I know it's in the center is because of the pink line in the center, which shows that vertically I'm in the center. And if you wanted it to be horizontally also in the center, you just pick it up and try to find the horizontal line in pink as well. So let's put it back up. I will select all of them, then I will Command C, just copying, Command V, paste it, then I will try to align it in the center again. And now I'm gonna go and pick some inspiration from Pinterest, and generally I would go here and write retro color palette, orange, pink, if you have some idea of what colors you're looking for. And yes, here you go. So here, open the one that you like. I really like this one. Right click, copy your image, come to your page, paste it, maybe resize a little bit and just place it at the bottom. Then it will give you more ideas, so you can choose any other image that you think you like. I really like this one as well. Right click, copy, I go back to my design, paste it. It will reduce the size. These don't have to be aesthetically pleasing, or these don't have to be organized because it's just something we will use and then delete it. Then I will go back to my Pinterest, maybe one more. I need all the colors to be in pink and orange, off-white, so okay, copy this one as well, and then I will paste it here. Perfect. So here we are. I have 3 images that I liked, 3 color themes. I'm going to pick my colors from these images now. So click on your first shape, click on this circular button in here that shows the color of the shape, plus icon, then you go on color picker. Here let's start with the lightest color, so I will choose off-white. Then the next color, I don't have baby pink here, but I want it in my design, so I will go on the plus icon and then search using this color bar. Perfect. So this is my next color that I wanted. Then I'm going to pick light orange, which again isn't here, so I will use my color bar. Okay, then I want a darker orange, so okay, I want another reddish, really solid color. This one's good. And then the last one I want is a bright dark pink, which I think could be this. No, this is lighter, but I like it too, so I'm gonna add another one which is bright pink. So I'll select this, I will Command C and Command V, then I will take it here, make sure it's in the center of all the shapes at the top. So you see 3 lines, all those pink lines basically tells you it's at the center. So I'm going to go on the color bar, I'm going to go on the color button here, plus icon, and then I will choose the dark pink I wanted. Here you go, and I want it to be perfect. Yeah, this is what I wanted. So now I'm going to remove these images because I think I have the colors I wanted. Next, I need fonts. I will go on the text button, I'll choose a title, I will place it here, Command C, Command V, just to make sure they are all of the same format. Okay, so now in case it was not aligned well, let's say if it was in this way, I would select all of them, go and position, put them all in the center, and then together place them wherever I would like them to be. So here I will just rename them so that it's clear. that's my font 1, this is my font 2, and this is my font 3. Okay, so font 1, I wanted this to be not very loud, so I'm going to use glacial indifference. Second, I'm going to use something that's very retro, so I will type here retro, and I will use this bright retro. Third, I want something that's a little bit louder, fancy, perfect. So this is what I'm going to use. So I know that I like these 3 fonts, and these are the ones that I'm going to use. Then next, so elements are all the graphic elements that I want to use as a building block to create my final design. And so I don't want to go around looking for each one of them. So I like to create a small library at the beginning before I start my designs, and then maybe if I don't have it in my library, I can of course go and search again. So we're going to click on elements here, because we used shapes before, it lands back in our shapes section. So we are going to go back, and here I'm going to just write retro. So here, when you type anything in the search bar in the graphics section, it shows you all types of elements. It can be graphics, photos, images, videos. So here I've just typed retro, and I'm looking for graphics specifically. So I will go at the bottom and see if I find something that I had in mind. Yes, this far. So you see, when I select a graphic, it shows me some colors here on top. Basically, this means that the colors of this element, you can change it. It's customizable. For example, I can go on the yellow, on the orange here, and choose it to be the orange that I wanted from the color palette I had chosen, and it will change. Then I can choose the next one, and I want it to be lighter orange from my color palette. Okay, now I'm going to use the next color as dark pink, or maybe something lighter. Okay, then the next one I want it to be dark pink, or maybe light pink. So you can change it. This means that you can customize it fully, and it will help you build your design the way you liked it. So this is the first element. Now we go back to our elements. You see, when I selected flower, it gives me some recommendations on the basis of what I selected. It will show me some similar designs. This is very useful. I use it very often. You select on select all, and then you're going to choose some graphics that you liked. I like to quickly go over all of them and see if they are editable or not, because if they are not, you're stuck with that particular aesthetic and design, which I don't want. So I always choose the one that is customizable, because if it isn't, then I'm forced to kind of redesign my templates and stuff according to those graphics. So like, for example, this one kind of has all the colors that my branding has. So here we go. Okay, I think these are the only ones I liked, so I'm gonna go back, and it will take me back to the main page where we were searching our elements. Try to find other ones. I really like to use these cornered designs because it puts together your design well. So we're gonna use it when we design everything. Let's see more if we like any. So I see there are some options for backgrounds as well. This is something that I use often, so I'm going to select this as well. Then I will see more by going into select all. This is also, you see, customizable, so I'm going to shortlist it as well. If I can't find it, I can go look for retro backgrounds. Here you go, you have so many options. I will choose this, but yeah, it is customizable, so it's good. You can try more options. For example, we can see retro frames. If I have images and I want it inside certain frames. So when you search for frames, you'll have two options: some graphics with empty spaces in the center, or you have frames option here. So you can click on these and it will give you some retro frames where you can place images directly in there without having to resize. For example, maybe we can use this afterwards. Perfect. So now I'm going to select all of them, make them smaller, place them randomly. So now I will select all of them, click on position and then tidy up. So it just organizes it a little bit. You see, previously tidy up worked very well because those shapes were very similar to each other. When the shapes are not similar to each other, this is what it does. It tries, but it's not that great. But we won't worry too much about it because this is not something that we need for our Instagram. It's just for us, like our library. Next, what I like to do is I select few templates and keep things, basically templates that I liked, so that if I'm stuck at any point while designing, I have something to get inspired by. So I will create few pages. Why I'm creating these pages? Because you want to go on a particular page and then select a template. Otherwise that page gets replaced. For example, I will go on templates here. I like this one. If I select another one right now, it will replace the current one, which I don't want. So let's go back, select your next page, select your next template, next page. Let's go back and then we'll try to search here, retro Instagram posts. So once you've searched, you should have a few options. So this is basic, but I think we can change it to our liking. You will always see this premium sign here, basically the crown sign, which means they are from pro accounts onwards. Those are paid templates. Because it's a store, I want to put some opening soon, then maybe staff birthdays. Depends on your theme. You can do this whole project, all the shortlisting of elements, fonts, graphics, according to what your project is. Maybe you might decide to do it on skincare, so your theme and everything will be very different. So this is just for you to understand the approach and the steps that you should be taking. Perfect. So this one isn't something that is of retro theme, but I want the text for my post. It gives me a good idea about that. So I'm going to change this entirely to a retro theme. So I think I do have few templates now that I can pick from. So in my elements, you'll see that because I've been shortlisting and I'm working with retro elements, we created our own library. It already shows me some similar ones as recommended for you. So here I will go select. I already see that there's one that seems interesting. It's already in the theme that I had created. So the colors are basically the same brand colors that I wanted. So I will keep it simple because I think this is already adding a lot of character, and I'll add a text. I'll add a text here, title. I will select all. I will change the font to what I had decided, which was bright retro. I will increase the size. I will go on position to make sure it's in the center of the page, vertically and horizontally. And I want to change the color of this to something that's not already in the border, just to add some character. This is getting lost, so no. Okay, I think the dark yellow looks good. So I would like it to be italic so that it's a little interesting. And I think I will keep at it because I want it to be simple, just with one coat, and we are done. So next we are going to pick a template from which we will design an Instagram post for an announcement, so which can be a sale or anything. I remember in some templates that we shortlisted. We had one, for example, this one. I'm going to create a copy of this by either clicking on Command C and Command V, so that's copy pasting, or I click on these small 3 dots here and just simply duplicate the page. Now I will drag it near our designs that we're doing right now. I will go on my last page where I've screenshotted my color palette that I'm using. I will select this, Command C to bring it on the page of my design and just make it super small. Okay, and I'll place it here for quick reference. So here, first thing that I would like to do is change the font to what we had decided. So I will click on the text to select it. Then I will click on the font. Glacial Indifference is what I'm going to use. I will reduce the font to maybe 44. All right, that looks good. I will place it at the center of this box. I want to do the same with Shop Now. I will select that, go on fonts, and then click on Glacial Indifference again and make this as 44 again. I think it needs to be smaller, so maybe 35. Yes. Now I want to change the color of this button. I will select the button and you see this element is editable. All the colors can be changed because on top you see the different colors that you can basically modify. So I want to go and change the dark brown, which are the corners, to dark gray, and I want to change the pink to the pink that I have chosen. So I'll click on add a new color, take the picker and use the pink that I wanted because I want the design to be slightly more bright and not so dull. Now I will go and choose the other element that I want to modify, which is this box. I want to change the off-white to slightly lighter because I feel that it's making the designs a little bit too dull. Here at the bottom I have the same color, so I chose the same off-white and I think it has a little bit more life. I don't want this tag, so I will remove it off. So now I'm going to change the font of the heading, which I want as bright retro. Okay, that looks good. I want the color to be the yellow that I have chosen. So either you can pick the colors using the plus button and then the picker that I use, or you can just simply choose it from the color palette it has kept on creating because you're doing your design, so it kind of knows, and every time you add a color it gets added here. So for example here I want it to be bright yellow. That looks good. Then the mouse that they have in here has basically these colors. I think it looks decent, so I'm going to leave it at that. Now the background, I think the background looks good, but we can make it more brighter and more interesting. So let's go and type retro backgrounds, and then I'm going to click on graphic, see all. You can also find some options in photos, but I want to have the option to be able to change it. If you choose a photo, you won't be able to change it. So graphics, see all. Then I'm going to see if there's anything that I like. I don't want the background to overpower too much, so I'm going to find something. All right, maybe this one. Now if I want to change this and make it the background, I will click on the right button and see if I have the option to set it as image background. So it has set it as an image, but because we have this graphic on top, you can't see it. So go ahead and remove this graphic. You see, now it becomes your background. So you can either make it nice and bright and leave it at this if you like it, or when you click on it, you see we don't have the option to change the colors. Sometimes what I like to do is I go on this button, transparency, and I reduce how loud it is. So either you can use it like this, or we can use another background which is modifiable. So let's remove that and maybe find something that's modifiable. Here I like this as well, and it shows that it's editable. So the only thing I would like to change is the purple in here because we don't have purple, and I will change it to our pink. Now I will make this image as the background, and there you go. So you have your design ready. In case you want to add a little pop to the shop now button because it's call to action, you can change the light pink to the bright pink that we've chosen. So I think this is, here we go. So here's your bright pink. You can change it to this and change shop now text to white so that it's popping and it's seen. So you have your second template ready. Our next design is on how to create a template for a workshop. So it can be any event. This one we'll try to do it from scratch so that you get some idea on how to build on different elements to make a complete design template. So let's start with the background. What I'm going to do is I want the background to be vibrant, but I also want the details to be seen. So I'm going to go to elements and add a shape, a cornered shape. Here I will leave some space in the background so that I can add some interesting retro background. I will change the color of the shape by clicking on the color design and make it off-white. Then I will add a title text, which I will place here, and I'll write Creative Workshop. I will change the font to our font bright retro. I will make it slightly bigger. We will change the color of the text depending on how the other elements look around what we are building. So we can leave the color as it is for now. Then I want to add 2 to 3 images of people who will be hosting this workshop at the store. So I will go into elements, I will type frame, and I will go choose a frame, reduce the size. I want another one and one more. So I've basically just copy pasted the same shape 3 times by using Command C and Command B. Now I will select, and to deselect the background because that got selected, I will just choose, I will just click on Shift button and click on the shape I don't want to select. Simple. Now I will place it in the center. It's too big, so I'll select all 3 of them, reduce the size, and then place it at the center. So you see the pink line, that means it is at the center, so that's perfect. Now I will go into elements, and I will go to photos, and I will just type in photos people. So just for the mock purpose, I want images of 3 people who I can put in here in this frame. When the person is building it, they can just put the real images of the people from their store. So I put person, so let's say we choose her. Double click on this image to change the position of this image, and here you go. Then you choose your next person, double click again to see how much you can change in terms of position, and you have the right sizing and the right position. Then we can put the last one. Here, do the same in here as well. Perfect. So we have 3 people. Now I want to change the position of these 3. I'll bring them down because I want to add a small text at the bottom of the creative workshop to describe what this workshop will be about. I also want to reduce the font. So I had prepared a small text. I will move this down further and reduce the font of this as well. Now below each of these images, I want to write their name and their position, this store or this business. So I'll just use a subtitle. I will make it bigger. So here I want name, last name. I want to reduce the size, and I want to add a heading of the position of this person at the company. I will change the font to a bright retro, and I will bring it below this person. Now what I want to do is, let's say she is the CEO and the co-founder of the company. Now I want to make sure all of these three things are in the center. First I will select both the text and the image, and I will click on position, go on arrange, and just make sure it's in the center. So this is what it shows, it is in the center. I will select all these three images as well to make sure that they are horizontally spaced well. So click on horizontal. Then I want to reduce the font, because I think if I copy paste it for the other people, it will become too crowded. Now I'm going to select both these text boxes and then copy paste it. And I will wait for this pink line to know if it's in the center of the image or not. I will do that again, and I will choose to put it under the third image. Now it's not showing me if it's in the center of the image or not. So I will select the image, both the text, click on position, and then make it in the center. Now I want to make sure all of this is in the center of the page. So I will just move to make sure this is in the center. Yes. Then I will select those elements and move them to see if it's in the center of the shape, the big shape that we've selected, the off-white one, and it's fine. So this way you can play around with the arrangements and make sure everything is well aligned and your design looks professional. So here you can put position 2, let's say creative director, marketing, VP of marketing, and there it is. So maybe I will increase the size of this shape so that we have more space to work with. Now if you don't want to work with the ruler and the pink lines, just go on position, align to the page section, put it in the center. It will vertically and horizontally simply put it in the center. And in our design we want to put the timing of the workshop as well. So I'll put a shape in here where we will add. So I want the shape to be in the center. I'll go on position and just make it center. So I had written down the details of timing, which I'm going to put here. We just simply go and create a text box and add in all the details. I will reduce this. I will change the color to maybe a pink, and I will make all the text slightly darker so that it's easy for us to manage it right now. I want to put a calendar sign, so I'll go look for a calendar icon in the elements. I like this one. I will just place it here, change the color. Instead of red, I want to use my bright yellow because that's one of the colors we had chosen. Then I want the timing. Maybe I can simply use this. Change the red to yellow. Decrease the size. put it here. So here I will reduce the size of this as well so that it aligns with our second icon. Okay, now I want for location where there are two colors. So here, black one. I will remove this and I will change this to yellow and this to black. And now I'm going to reduce the size and bring it here. So instead of black, I think what looks better is white. So what you can do is, if you don't want the background to keep bothering you each time you select something, just click right and lock the background. Lock the position and appearance. And I've locked it. Now when I select something, it's not going to choose the background. Next, I want to add where they can go and buy the tickets from. I will add a shape. I will bring it down here. Change the size. So this time what I want to do is change the corners. Because I chose square, you can click on this icon here to change the corners. I want it to be slightly rounded, not a lot. Even for this shape, I want it to be slightly rounded, not too much. Now I will bring this exactly here, and I'm going to copy paste the same shape by clicking on Command C and V, and I will change the color to white because I want to place it here, and I want to make this slightly smaller so that it looks like it's a part of the shape here. Now I will select this bar, I will select the shape, change the color to maybe bright pink. Then I will add a text by clicking on the text box, just a simple text. I will place it here and reduce the size. I will bring it to the center of the pink part and say buy your tickets. Now I will select the whole text and change my font. Maybe this time I will use Canvas because I want this part to be a little bit loud, and I will increase the size of this font. I want it to be easily readable, so I'll change the color of the font to white. Now I'll just make sure it's slightly in the center. I will add another text box so that I can mention here the website. So www.forexample.com. So they will buy their tickets here. Okay, so I think we have all the basics in place. Now we'll try to make it more fun and interesting. I want to put a logo on top, so I'll go on Elements. Generally, you will upload your logo and place it there. For now, I just want to use a sample. So I go search for a logo from the Elements, and I'll just add Canva, and I will place it on top here. Because it's white and I don't see an option to modify it, sometimes I like to just simply play around by editing the graphic. So I go on Edit, and I'm going to see if I can make it more colorful. Okay, so I just pixelated it and it gave me a logo like pixelated Canva logo. So I'm gonna just simply keep at it. Now we're gonna do something with the background. Let's make the background bright yellow, and we're gonna use, now I can see that this whole design is not in the center. So I will first unlock my design. I will simply select everything, move and place it in the center of the page. I'm going to check for some elements. If you remember, we had shortlisted some that we liked. I will take all of these select them, copy, bring them here, paste, and I will start placing them in the background. So here first I will change the color to, okay, this looks good. Let's try another. Okay, let's change color to dark pink. Okay, that looks good. I don't think I need this element, so I will remove it. I don't want another flower. I will remove this as well. I'm going to keep this, but I don't know where yet, so we'll see. So I want to use this rainbow like, but I want it to be on the other side, for example here. So I'm going to flip it horizontally and then bring it at the bottom, make it really big, and I will change the color now. So let's start with the first one. Maybe we want it to be light pink. So you need to play around with the color to see what works best. I generally just keep trying to see if I can find a combination I like. I think this is decent. Now I want this in the background, so I will click on the right layer. I will ask it to show me layers, and then I'm going to bring it back just above the background, which is yellow here. Perfect. Now I'm going to close it. So it is at the background. It doesn't make my details hard to read. So this is perfect. And I would simply keep this here. This as well, I want it a little bit backwards. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so I think I'm going to explore if I have more elements that could look nice. I would like some starry. Okay, so this is the star that I was talking about. It's like a sparkle. Perfect. And now I'm going to simply change the color. Okay. And I will send it to the back. Perfect. So here we go. We have almost everything. Now I'm going to play with the positions and the layout a little bit. What I want to do is I want to make sure that all of this comes on top. So I will select them. I will deselect what I don't like. I will deselect what I don't want. And we will just make it come on top in here and make sure it's in the center. Then I will change only the color of their titles, the job titles. Choose this, maybe hot pink. So you can use hot pink, or we can go yellow. I think there's already too much of yellow in the design, so maybe we can go with orange. So it depends on you, whatever your preference is. So here you go. You have so here you go. Your template is ready. You have something that's ready to use when you want to post it on your social media. So we did that from scratch. You will find a lot of templates as well to start from, but I wanted to show you how you can also build your designs from scratch. So now we will add some animations to our first design. So let's see some basic animation before we move forward to the advanced ones. So I will click on the element that I want to animate, and then I will go on the option animate on top. I will choose the typewriter. You can choose many, there are many options in here. It will give me the option, do I want the animation on the entry or of the exit of this page or slide? Just simply choose on enter. You can choose the speed of how fast it happens, and if you want it to happen by character or by word. So here I want it to happen quite fast because I don't want to lose my audience attention. And at the same time, I'm going to see if the background can also have some effect. So I will choose the background, click on animate. I don't want something very dramatic because I want the focus to be on the text. So I can just give a simple effect, a subtle one, which is called fade. Here also I will click on enter, and I will keep the speed quite fast because I don't want it to be too slow. I want it to match my text. So you can go and click on preview here to view what it looks like. And you see there's a very subtle animation in the background, and the text is quite fast, so it kind of puts everything together and makes it easy to read. Now let's try to make our second design a little more interesting. Here, because it's a flash sale and because of retro theme, I want it to look very lively and attractive. Firstly, I'm going to add some animation to my main text, which is flash sale. I will animate it. I want it to do the pop effect, so I will click on pop, click on enter, and I want the speed to be quite fast. So I would like it to be, let's say, around 50-60%. At the same time, I want the text today only to look like it's getting typed in the moment. So I'm going to click on today only, click on animate, and then click on typewriter and make the speed quite high so that we don't lose interest. Now I think there's enough of movement. Now I want to add some graphics to my design. I will go in elements, and then I will type what I'm looking for. I want a bell sign. I will go on see all. Then I will filter my result and choose that I only want to see animated icons of a bell. Apply, and you'll see few options here. Now I want my graphic to be customizable, so I'm going to select one and see if it gives me the editing option on top of the colors or not. Here in this case, I don't think I need to change the color because it's very similar to our color theme as well, so it looks good. I will place the bell on top. Now I'm going to look for sale, stamp, again go on see all, then I will filter and choose animated, apply, and here you go. So I think I can use this one. I will reduce the size of it by pulling it down. I would like to place it here, and I will change the color to the bright pink that we had selected as a part of our color palette so that it matches our design. Perfect. So this is what it looks like now. Now I'm going to go and preview it to see if it feels like this is what I was hoping to have. Great. So you see there's some movement happening, looks much more livelier than what it was before. Now for this design, because there's a lot of information the viewer needs to read, I won't add too much, but I still want a little bit of movement here and there. So I'm going to go search for buy now icon, choose the graphics section, then filter down to animated, and I'm looking for a tag. Okay, this works well. I will place it maybe here, and I will choose some color from our color palette. So here, buy now, I would like to change the yellow to something else, and the orange maybe to white. Alright, so I'm going to leave it at this. I like what it looks like, and now we can start adding some animation to the text. So here, like I said, I want things to be very simple, so I will select all the text, the heavy text, click on animate. I want something that's very subtle, so I think fade is good. I want the speed to be high because I want them to appear fast, and I want the writing style to be by line and not by each element, and I want the images to pop. Here we go. The speed at which we want to be very high. No, the high looks too much. Yeah, this matches. a theme of making sure that it's subtle. So let's go and hit on preview button to see what it looks like. Now that we have all the designs ready, let's see how to export them. You're going to go and click on this button share here. You'll see many options, plus there are more when you click on see all. So let's see the few that I think, in my opinion, is useful. Others you can explore later, but as a beginner, I think only these few would be helpful. So here you have the option to add people to your designs. You can give them access level of editing, comment, or only view. So here, if you have like team members, this is where you will add them and give them the access level you want to give them. Then you can create a link and share it with other people. If you want that link to be in particular format, if you have a pro account, you can make that a custom link. Then let's go and see all, and I will show you the top 3 things that I use. The first one that's useful is a public view link. I always create my designs. Once I feel like it's ready and I have the final version, I share this link with them for them to simply view it and give me some feedback. So here they cannot change the design, they cannot do anything. It's just for them to quickly go over the designs. Then you have template link. So basically this link will be shared with others, and whoever has the link can click on the link and they will see an option to copy this design in their Canva space. From there on, they can actually customize these designs, so the design becomes their own. Unlike the public view link, this link gives them access to actually use that design and customize it. It is a very good feature to have if you are someone who sells digital products and you design everything on Canva. Then the third one that's very useful is a download. This is where you will download all your files from. Once you open that, you will see you have these many options to choose from the format. Then you can change the quality. That is a pro feature. You can select the pages you want to download. So here, either I can go and choose only the page number I want. Let's say 1, 2, or 3. I will put it in here. If I wanted all pages, I will do 1 hyphen and 3. So that will automatically select all the pages. Or if you want only the page you're on, just click on current page and done. So here, because we have animation in our designs, you can choose either video or GIF format. So in GIF format, the problem is this is not a format that is accepted by all social media. So be mindful of that. Instead of that, you can download video version. So I will show you 2 versions. A PNG file. I like to choose PNG for all my images because this maintains the quality and the designs much better than the JPEG format. So here, once I have selected PNG, I will choose the size I want. I don't want the background to be transparent. If it was an icon or a graphic that you design and you don't want the background, you can click on this. Again, a pro feature. I will select the page I wanted and I will simply download. Now, the next one we are going to try out is the second page, which is this one. Because it has more animations, let's see how it looks once we download it as a video. Share, download, select the video, choose the quality, select the page, done, and I will click on download. So let's go into our downloads and see first the image that we had downloaded, the first one. So this is how it looks, clean, clear. Then you have the video version. Here, click on the play button and there you go. You see everything playing around. And that's a wrap. Thank you for sticking with me through the process. I hope you're walking away with the confidence to create your own designs from scratch in Canva. Happy designing, and I will see you soon.